Okay, so today we are going to look at drawing polygons in the coordinate plane and how to find measurements of side lengths. So here it says we want to, it says the vertices of the quadrilateral. Remember, vertices, that means corners. It's a fancy word for the corners. Vertex is a corner. And we want to draw this quadrilateral in this coordinate plane here. These are all going to be in the first quadrant. So that means, so we want the point 2, 4. So that would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 9. So I got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7, 8. So this was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 8 would be up here. And then 8, 1 would be here. So then I can draw my lines. So if I draw a line there, and a line there, and a line here, and a line there. So there is my quadrilateral. Quadrilateral meaning quad, 4 lateral sides. So 4 sides is quadrilateral. Looks kind of like a kite maybe, or maybe it's almost a trapezoid, but not quite. But it's just a quadrilateral. So if I do the same thing with this one, okay, so I have the point 0, 0. That's here. 5, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. And actually I should put letters in here. So this was point A, this was point B, and this is point C. So then I draw my lines. And here I have a triangle. Okay, so what does this do? So here's how it says find distances in the first quadrant. So we're only going to be focused this year on finding straight line distances that are either horizontal, like this blue line here, or vertical, like this red line here. So notice when the x coordinates are the same, the vertical distance between the points is the difference of the y coordinates. So that here we're looking at this red line here, this red line here. So notice that both of them have an x coordinate of d. Say it's, if I'm looking at this grid, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So the coordinate here would be 4, 1. And the ordered pair up here would be 4, 4. Okay, so these two have, whoops. So these are the coordinates for this particular line here. So notice they're both the 4. If you count how long it is, right, you would count 1, 2, 3 units. So what they're saying is this f minus g just means if I subtract these two, I get 3 minus 1, or 4 minus 1, sorry. 4 minus 1 equals 3. So I don't always have to graph in order to find the distance. Okay, graphing might be helpful, all right, but you don't always have to. Same thing applies for horizontal lines, except notice here that my y coordinates are the same. So now I have a horizontal line. Okay, think about a horizon, horizontal, sun comes up on the horizon, think of that. So here my coordinates are the same here. Here I have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here I have 3, 6. Oopsie. And then I have 4, 5, 6, and then I have 6, 6. Okay, so again, okay, here are those 2 points there. Notice here my y coordinates are the same. And if I look at this, I can count and see that it's 3 units long. If I subtract these two, if I subtract the 6 and the 3, I get 3 units. Okay, so that's basically what we're saying and how we find these. All right, so let's take a look. So here it says the vertices of the rectangle. I already put the ordered pairs in. I didn't necessarily put the letters in. What you will notice when they list the vertices for a figure, the vertices will always go in order around. They wouldn't ever jump around. So when you list them, you wouldn't list them as this one and then this one and then this one and as this one. Think about when we did the coordinate graphing and you drew a line to each one. So the idea is if you put the points in order, you always draw a line back to the line that the dot that you just plotted. So we started here, then we went over this way, and then we went down, and then we came across. So overall, we have a rectangle, okay? So in order to find the perimeter, right, I need to know what these measurements are. So I can look here, okay, and I would, since I notice here this is a horizontal line, my y values are the same. I'm going to subtract my x values, and I get a total of 6. Right? And if I count, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this would be the same down here, okay? Because it's a rectangle, right? The measurements are the same. So what about here? My vertical line. Here, notice my x's are the same and my y's are different. So I'm now just going to subtract my y's. 6 minus 2 equals 4. And if I double check, I get 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to get the same thing over here. So I have a length here of 6 and I have a width of 4. So now I can find the perimeter. So remember, perimeter is just sum of all sides. So I would get b equals 6 plus 4 plus 6, or plus 6 plus 4. So I get a total of 10 units. I'm sorry, not 10, 20. Okay, 6, 4, 6, and 4. So that's a total of 20 units. Notice I could also find the area of this figure as well, because I know what the length and the width is. Okay, let's take a look at another example. Okay, here it's asking me for the area. So here it says, in a grid of the exhibits at a zoo, the vertices of the giraffe exhibit are these. So what I did was each one of these now equals 10 instead of just 1. So when I actually plot this figure, I actually get a trapezoid. Okay, notice 2 horizontal, parallel lines here. Okay, so now it wants to know what the area is. So in order to find the area, I need to know what this measurement is, and I need to know what this measurement is, and I need to know what the height is, which is going to be this measurement over here. So up here, if I'm looking at my horizontal line, again, notice my y coordinates are the same. So now I'm just going to subtract the x's. So I get 60 minus 0 equals 60 up here. I'm going to do the same down here for this horizontal line. Here I get 100 minus 0 equals 100. And then over here, my vertical line, okay, my x's now are the same. My y's are what's different. So I get 90 minus 30 equals 60. Now I have all the measurements that I need to find my area. So remember, area of a trapezoid is 1/2 times the height times base 1 and base 2. So that means I have 1/2 times my height, which is 60. And then I have 60 plus 100. So 60 for my height here, 60 for this base, 100 for this base. Okay. So now I have 1/2 times 60 times 160. Oops. So I get area equals 1/2 times 9,600. And I get area equals 4,800. And this would be, it says each of the coordinates are measured in feet. So this would be square feet or feet squared, either one. Okay. That's all you need to do for this particular lesson. So you only have a handful of problems here. And all of those assignments are going to be due by the end of the week. If you have any trouble, please feel free to email.